Hello, my name is Timmy Fisher, and the title of the article that I decided to review was The Role of Communication in Enhancing Work Effectiveness of an Organization. The authors of my article are George Bukata and Alexandra Marius Rizesco. My article was published on April 22nd, 2017. And essentially, what my article is about, more so what it explains, is how essential communication is in the workplace of an environment or corporate structure specifically. In this article, they outline specifically what's important, what types of communication are important, the methods used, and we're going to discuss them right now. So, it starts off with internal corporate communication in this article, and it talks about engaging staff in dialogue, how important that is, obtaining feedback, informing employees. It doesn't stop there, though. I mean, you really have to take into account all the factors that are important, that affect communication in a workplace, and that makes communication important. It also goes into communication process management, which involves leadership, stress, dysfunctioning, conflicts, personal development. And it goes on into positive engagement, which is, they explain that. And technically, positive engagement would be like anything from achievement, well-being, connection, appreciation, innovation. Now, these are all, what I'm naming are all like, these are key figures that in this article that explain what makes communication important in corporate structures and why it's important to have these. Why is it important to have positive engagement in the workplace? Well, it promotes a good atmosphere for your employee and your employers. It's good to have that. It also talks about organizational culture, and it explains the relationship between leadership development and strategic planning, as well as team dynamics. And what I really understood from this article, what I took away was that, it's one thing to say we're going to work, you work in a workplace, but it's another to actually understand how important it is to have these effective measures of communication and to implement them in the workplaces. I also found it interesting because as I was reading this article, I started to realize, I'm going to be working most likely in an office setting sometime next summer post-graduation, and it's important that I understand, the role that the communication process management has. It's important that I understand how to positively engage my coworkers and my boss. It's important to have these things and keep these things in mind. I think it's also important to understand how key communication is in the workplace. Communication is the lifeline of how most companies operate. If you don't have a good, solid communication system, then I don't understand. Then you wouldn't be able to operate at full capacity, so to speak. So looking back, I'm glad I read this article. I'm glad I was able to analyze it, and I think it really will help me in the future when it comes to working in an office setting. Thank you so very much.